I am your host, your boy Blue, coming to you live from the stack. I don't have anything to smoke you out with, but we're doing our damn thing. Mix it up on the ones and twos. We have Kronos.
We don't talk about Bruno. No, no, no.
Fucking love that movie. Out of on my far right, I got the oldest ninja in the world. Oh, ninja.
Uh, I have no idea what year it is. Someone needs to fill me in because I've lost all track of time.
But still, it can still be 2000 as far as like the world's concerned. Same bullshit.
Sure.
Basically.
Yeah.
I believe if you told me if it's the year 2000, I believe you. Sure.
Yeah,
Is
some people wanna
is Puff Daddy still famous?
Get it.
He's been arrested for killing Biggie Smalls. Just saying.
Oh,
Justice
damn!
for Biggie.
I knew it.
All right, we are Black and Black Times Infinity coming to you once again on our Wednesday podcast. It's 8:36. We're a little bit late, but that's how we do, baby. CP time.
Yeah, we black. Y'all should know
Yeah.
this by now.
If you know what CP time is, you probably shouldn't be listening to this podcast.
You should need. If you know what CP time is, you need more colored friends. But don't call it
Yeah.
colored if you're white, because that'd be racist.
Yeah.
I guess only. I think only if you're
Oh, that
brown you can say it. I guess. Call me a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I don't care.
kind of also brings up the Twitter thing that was going around last week about
man.
the whole hashtag. We got to talk about that. But let's do our normal intro. Kronos, you got some stats for us?
That I do. Listener of the week would be Black Schwartz. What's going on, fam?
Dude, I love that
That's
name.
an awesome name.
May the Schwartz be with you. Yeah.
And first in chat is nobody just yet, but we're also kind of late. Actually, there's a problem with maybe the live stream. I don't know.
I see one person in the chat. I see Papa Bear.
Okay, there's a problem with my side then. I can't see shit yet. So
Oh yeah, we are.
I'll keep fixing it.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Papa Bear's first in the chat. If you say he's in there, then he's in there. So
Yeah, he's in there. First one at the top.
Papa Bear will be proud of my shirt. That my infrastructure is sexy. Just saying. Because should invest more in it. Just saying.
Warrior fella jumped in there too. So there you go.
You guys can see exactly who's in the chat, or are they actually chatting?
I can see who's chatting.
I can see you chatting.
Chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't
Yeah.
see anybody like chatting. What the fuck's going on here? This is really weird.
Oh, and Mile High Blurred is in the chat. Thank you, Mile High Blurred, for your contribution.
This is very odd. Well, I'll fix it on my end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't show that it's streaming right now.
I got
It is
I got a
live
message that
streaming.
we're streaming. But for some reason,
Maybe it's it's back up for me. It says
there we go.
live.
Okay, maybe this is it. There we go. Now I see it. Mile High Blur. Thank you very much for. There you go. Right on time. Right when I said thank you. The chime went on.
Damn.
Thank you for doing
Oh, I'm
it.
about to say. Yeah.
I actually heard it that time.
We definitely appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right. Oh Ninja, man, I know you got one giant fucking champagne glass, a huge host for somebody out there, but you want to go over the RIPs?
Yeah. Where are my notes here? There we go. All right. So we're gonna pour out a mix of hyphy juice with some champagne. Gonna call it that purple drink, the Bay Edition. First off, with our dearly departed, we're gonna start with Traxamillion, born Sultan Banks. He was a hip hop producer and rapper from the Bay Area. He produced records such as Keek the Sneak, Super Hyphy, Dem Hood Stars, Grown Man Remix, and a remix of Brooke Hogan's About Us featuring E40. The Slap Addict was Traxamillion's first album, which he featured Bay Area artists such as Too Short, Mr. FAB, San Quinn, Keek the Sneak, Dem Hood Stars, and a few others. Tracks and the artists mentioned were considered part of the hyphy movement. He died from a rare form of cancer under hospice care. He was 42.
Yeah, it's crazy. This guy's like, I don't know, like 2 months older than me.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when like people were reporting that he had passed because people weren't believing it, and like TMZ was like the first outlet I saw that was like actively reporting, and I guess they're trying to hunt down confirmation that he had passed, and then I guess they tracked down that he was staying with his aunt and she was taking care of him, and then he passed due to his disease.
Yeah, I'm always hesitant
So-
when TMZ post about RPs and stuff because they are really, how do I put it? They're reckless with their reporting on like a lot of shit. They're on the pursuit of just being first all the time, and sometimes like they'll just report something that has not been vetted, and then we'll say it on the podcast or I'll say it somewhere else, and it's like, oh, this person is alive, or this isn't even a fact, blah blah. And it's just like, dude, like I get that you want to be on the bleeding edge, but let's actually do some real, journalism if you're going to be a news outlet and like vet your stories before putting it out there. There's been multiple people that said that they were dead, and they were definitely alive.
Yeah. But this one they were keeping track, and then like I think there's a bunch of outlets all at once outside of TMZ that were reporting. The ones that were local to the Bay, they were reporting that he had passed.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. Next up, we have Betty Marion White Luton, who was an American actress and comedian who had an acting career that spanned 7 decades.
And a rapper.
Sure.
She's got a rap album out there. She featured on someone's track.
I mean, being featured on their track versus having 12 tracks as an album is kind of separate. But anyway, moving on. She was a pioneer, as Blue is pointing out, especially in early Hollywood, as she worked in front of the camera and behind the camera, and was the first woman to produce a show in the U.S. She produced the show Life with Elizabeth, which contributed to her being named honorary mayor of Hollywood in 1955. She had her own show named after her from 1952 to 1954. On her show, she was criticized by many in the southern states by having Arthur Duncan, a black tap dancer, on her variety show and was asked to remove him. Her response was, "I'm sorry, live with it." She was also an advocate of LGBTQ.
Jump. She also doubled down on that shit. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna have him on the show more often too. So she actually like kind of doubled his screen time, which is fucking.
Yeah,
great.
she did add him more, but there's speculation that because of Arthur Duncan being on her show more, that it got her show canceled, which is kind of unconfirmed. What was that? Oh, so she was an advocate of LGBTQ plus, saying if a couple has been together all that time and there are gay relationships that are more solid than some heterosexual ones, I think that it's fine if they want to get married. I don't know how people can get so anti-something. Mind your own business, take care of your affairs, and don't worry about other people so much. End quote.
Yep.
Her three most notable roles were in The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Golden Girls, and Hot in Cleveland. Her role in the 2009 film The Proposal garnered her new fans, which helped her host a 2010 episode of Saturday Night Live, which also earned her even more fans, which also earned her an Emmy. Overall, she has won 3 American Comedy Awards, 3 Screen Actor Guild Award, and a Grammy. She has a star on Hollywood Walk of Fame and was a 1995 Television Hall of Fame inductee. She is a Guinness World Record holder for the longest television career, which was awarded to her in 2018. She died in her sleep due to natural causes at the age of 99, 2.5 weeks before her 100th birthday. On that day, a documentary-style movie is planned to be released in theaters titled Betty White, A Celebration. So.
And there's also a challenge going out there where on her birthday, January 17th, they're asking, or people are being asked to donate $5 to like a animal shelter because Betty White was very into animal shelters, and I've donated already. I donated $10 to the local shelter here in Hayward in her name.
I mean, she's probably the most well-liked Hollywood celebrity across the board. Nobody says anything bad about Betty White. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you did, you'd probably get jumped in a dark alley somewhere.
I think there's like tiers. And she's like up there with like I guess Keanu Reeves and like that tier of like people that don't say anything bad about them.
Yeah. She really had. She was a comedian. There's a lot of outpouring, about her passing. There's a lot of like, if you look on Twitter and Facebook, there's a lot of like kind of behind the scenes stuff about her just having just this sharp wit and just like really crazy, sometimes raunchy humor, which is, kind of
funny for an old lady.
yeah, it's kind of strange for like an old elderly woman to have really kind of raunchy humor, but yet she had this super sweet, nice kind of grandma esque demeanor, but she kept it dank. And it's great, like especially if you watch the outtakes from Hot in Cleveland, where she's calling like her co-stars a bitch before they yell action, and so like the co-stars start cracking up, fucking laughing, so they can't do their scenes. It's fucking hilarious. She talks about how she loved vodka a lot. She's just, a fun lady. Sad to see her go, especially before she hit 100, the centennial. Sad to see her pass.
Yeah, there's somebody out there saying that she definitely hit 100 because she lived to see, I think it was like 27 leap years. So technically, she made it to 100.
Yeah,
but,
the extra days gave her to 100. Yeah, other people were saying that she knew ahead of time what 2022 was going to bring and checked out early.
Oh yeah, because she passed away on the 31st.
New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, she checked out. I think it was that morning. So bad.
I saw some people on TikTok have posted videos, and this one guy said that like God is in heaven, talk to one of his angels, and the angel comes in. It's like, oh hey, I got the old lady, and he's like, oh okay, that's cool. Then Betty White comes walking in. He's like, wait, what is she doing here? He's like, you want me to get the old white lady? He's like, I want you to get the queen. She's only 94. Like the angel fucked up and took Betty White instead of the Queen of England.
Oh, it was Queen of England. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Queen. That's all bad. But yeah. Rest in peace to them. Traction Million too. I mean, the hyphy movement was huge. That actually managed to hit coast to coast. Everybody was talking about it. It was nationally talked about. People had the hyphy dance. Mac DeRay, which everyone keeps pointing out too. Traction Million, from San Jose, was out there, putting out beats and stuff that people thought he was just gonna be like a mixtaper or whatever. But then he's out there putting hits out and supporting the hyphy movement. So R.I.P. to him, because he wasn't that old. He's still in his 40s.
Yeah, man. So, it's crazy.
Sad to see him go. All right,
guys. Let's start off with this hashtag thing that was fucking taking up the internet last week that we get a chance to talk about. So we kind of talked about a little bit at the beginning of the podcast.
We did.
Do you want to touch on it, Cronus? Because you're the one that brought it up into the group.
Yeah, there was a. Let me pull it up for a second. Actually, can't remember the actual name. This is what it is.
It was a
hashtag. I had a white friend, and it was a response to this because you hear probably. I've heard a lot from like white people talk about how like they have a black friend and that means they're not racist, and they had a black friend and it's supposed to like absolve them of some perceived racist nonsense or just bigotry or whatever. And there was this movement. I forget who started who first had the tweet about basically saying I have a black friend said this and it was a white person, and then somebody started this whole hashtag I had a white friend thing, and the internet, oh my god, there were some really good I had a white friend things like stories, and I'm just like, yep. I'm like, let me see if I can find some.
It's funny because I was gonna post up one. I was gonna say I had a white friend who thought I abandoned my clothes in our apartment, so he decided to throw it all away.
Yeah.
True fucking story.
That is a true story. I remember that. I would some true stories too. It's funny.
There's one on here that had me fucking rolling.
One for Candace Owens is a funny one because I don't know if anybody knows who like Candace Owens is, but it's hilarious that this person who is totally like anti-black,
black.
She successfully sued for for discrimination like in her earlier life, and she's like super anti-black now. I'm just like, how does that work? And she claims that racism doesn't exist, even though she sued her own school for failing to protect her against racist attacks. So, yeah, it's kind of hilarious.
There was There was one story I came across where it said that I had a white friend whose daughter was having a birthday party and a summer party, and she wouldn't let this little black kid stay the night. So the mom, one of the other moms, was like, "Okay, well, we're gonna have a party at my house, and your kid's not invited." So all the kids went over to the other kid's house for the slumber party, and so the birthday girl had no friends at her house at all for her birthday, which is sad.
The one that I saw, it was just I hashtag I had a white friend, and it's just a picture of Candace Owen.
Here goes one that probably a lot of people have heard. Hashtag I had a white friend who told me I was surprisingly articulate. And then the person said, I told her she was surprisingly not.
Yeah, that was funny.
Damn.
Yeah, if you ever watched
Here goes another good one that I'm pretty sure most black people have heard. Hashtag I had a white friend that used to love to go shopping together until she told me that I was one of the quote-unquote good ones.
Oh, God. When in the not Colin Farrell, Colin Kaepernick documentary they had on Netflix, they kind of touched on that a little bit. Like he was in the swim pool hanging out with his friends, and like the owner of the building said he was one of the good ones, and he's like, "Wait, what do you mean by that?" Yeah, I definitely got that as a little kid too.
Yeah, the articulate thing too. It's another one that comes around a lot. There's a whole bunch. I'm not going to go into like the whole laundry list, but I can tell you a personal story of hashtag I had a white friend. I had a really good friend of mine who I consider family, and he felt very comfortable about using the N-word around me, and I was like, hey, that's not cool. Like, I don't use the N-word. Can you not do that? And then he decided to lecture me on why it's okay to say the N-word in front of me because it's just a word. I'm like, huh. It's like, could you imagine if you were Jewish and I just decided to call you a kike? Like, how would that make you feel?
Now,
and then for me to explain to you, like lecture you on why it's okay for me to call you a kike, like,
or any other racial epithet.
Yeah, hope this doesn't like demonetize us on YouTube, but that legit happened, and it's just like, hey man, like, don't use like disparaging terms like that for your friends, or anybody really. It's kind of a dick move. So yeah.
Oh, but also with this hashtag, it wasn't just bad things. There were some good things too. Like this, there's one here that said, "I had a white friend who became a kick-ass boyfriend, an awesome, I guess,
father,
AF player, I guess father play." It just says AF play mate to my daughter while she was sick in the hospital after getting off an 8-hour physical grooming work shift. So that's kind of sweet.
This is one that I think
was he one of the good ones?
He was one of the good ones.
He was a non-colonizer. We probably heard this one when you were growing up as a kid. When hashtag I had a white friend who asked me, this isn't me personally, this is from a post, who asked me if I spoke African. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of young people that probably still today have heard this. And he said, I just smiled and said, African is not a language, do you speak American? So things got awkward after that.
So wait, so something kind of funny. So my son, right, like he learns how to make like a clicking sound, like going. I'm not sure if I got to hear that over the mic. And it's funny because like I'll do it to him and he'll do it back. So I told the sweetest, I told him that we're just speaking our native language. And I don't know, I just started fucking bust out laughing. But the guy who hosts the Daily Show, Trevor Noah.
Yeah, Trevor Noah.
Like, yeah, you got he's from South Africa and he speaks like I don't know what language he speaks, but he does like the clicking and stuff too. And I was like, holy shit! Like when he was talking, that shit sounded hella cool. Like, to be honest. But yeah, just the whole African language thing. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a continent. Like we don't speak North American because there's multiple languages spoken in North America, just like in Africa. So yeah, people are. I mean, some of it's ignorance, but some of it is just I don't know. Like it's ignorance because they don't really care to learn about the continent, and the people.
Yeah.
It's will at that point it's kind of willful ignorance. It's just like what bothers me kind of still to this day is when somebody says, "Oh, somebody speaks Chinese," which technically, yeah, it's sort of true, but there's more than one language spoken in China. And the majority of them, it's most people it's either Mandarin or Cantonese, but most people they won't even differentiate the two. They'll just be like, "Oh, they're speaking Chinese," and I know some Chinese people will just be like, "Yeah, well, it's Chinese," but it's also there's still two different dialects in China, So I like knowing there's a difference.
But
I can
hard to tell the difference between them.
Yeah, I can never tell the difference between them.
I'll ask, like, oh, are you speaking Mandarin or Cantonese? And like, oh, they'll tell me. I'll say, oh, are you speaking Chinese?
I know a little bit, like a fucking tiny bit, only because one of my best friends growing up, he was Taiwanese and he spoke Mandarin. So, and every time I called his house, it would be "Wei" or "Ni hao ma." So,
Ni hao ni. All right, so that was hashtag I had a white friend, but a lot of these are keyword is had a white friend because a lot of them stopped being friends with them after that situation went down.
Let me elaborate a little bit more on that, like the I had a white friend thing, because there was when it comes to like people saying that they have a black friend, I think that most people think they have black friends, but they really don't. Now, let me just preface this by saying something. If you think you have a black friend, let me just you happen to be European descent. Have you ever been to their house and shared a meal with them? If you haven't, you're probably not friends. They're probably like an acquaintance. So, like, most of my friends, we eat together. I've been to their house. I mean, except for, COVID is a little different, all right? Obviously, it's a little different, but I think that most people that are, European descent here in America, they don't understand that they get uncomfortable being in black spaces, but on the other hand, they expect black people to be very comfortable in white spaces. And I think there's a lot to be said about that, and most people don't even think about it. But it's like, hey, would you be comfortable with like a house full of black people? Meanwhile, I have to come to your events, or to work or wherever, like it's full of white people, and sometimes it can get a little uncomfortable for people, and yeah, they don't understand that there's a struggle there, and they just kind of dismiss it because it's a little different when you've never really been in a space like that before, because you would never even consider it. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Reminds me of what's his name? Oh, Bill O'Reilly. When Al Sharpton invited him to Harlem, and he thought it was going to be all trashy, and they went to a really nice restaurant. He was like super surprised. I'm like, what makes you think that he was going to take you to a restaurant that was going to be full of roaches and all this stuff? Like, that made no sense to me. But for him, he was legit questioning where he was going. To me, that just showed that Bill O'Reilly either had black acquaintances and had zero black friends.
Yeah, and it's okay. I mean, just be honest. Like, if you don't have black friends, it's okay. I don't actually have friends of pretty much every ethnicity. So
yeah, same here, which is great.
I'm thinking like,
wait, what? Well, there's one kind of piggybacking off of like you're one of the good ones, or you are. So there's this one says I had a white friend who told me you don't talk black. I told her speaking with intelligence isn't reserved for white people, and it's funny because when I met my my brother on my dad's side, like I every time I think about this, I kind of hate myself for thinking this, but like I was like, wow, he sounds really white talking to him, but he's same skin tone as me, like, and it's what's also funny is he thought the same thing about me. It's like, wow, he thought he got a white.
Yeah, that's like some racist shit that's on the black side too. It's just like people that say that we sound white. It's like, no, like this is just the way that people normally talk. Like I don't have some other accent. I'm not, this is the way I normally talk. So usually I curse more, but I mean that's about it.
Yeah, it was weird for me when I met somebody from like the South. And they said I have an accent. I was like, wait, no, dude, you have the accent. He's like, no, you got that Hollywood voice. Like, you just don't sound right. I was like, oh, dude, that was like the weirdest thing I've ever had somebody say to me about the way I speak.
Yeah, it's because you're in their element. So where you go to where they live, everybody sounds the same. And so you're kind of the outsider going in. I had that same thing when I was in the South. Like, everyone's like, you sound funny. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, you sound like you're from the islands. I'm like, the islands? They were implying like the Jamaican Islands.
Oh.
Or the Cayman Islands or whatnot. I'm like, no, I haven't even been over there. Like, you sound different. You have like some kind of accent, which is weird to me. But then I realized that I'm not from the South, so I'm gonna sound different because I'm from the West Coast. So
Yeah, and to be fair though, like I think at least for me, when I was younger, I used to think that people with a Southern accent sounded dumb. But I've since corrected that within myself because I've worked with so many people in IT that are really smart people that just happen to have a Southern accent, and they're not dumb. They just speak with an accent that I'm not used to listening to, and it doesn't help that if you watch like Hollywood movies, people that have Southern accents are usually portrayed as stupid. So that was something I still to this day, every time I hear somebody with Southern accent, don't think they're dumb just because they have an accent.
It's crazy. I was dating this one girl. She was Chinese, and it was crazy because like I never realized I was doing this, but I would say ask, like, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
But she kept pointing out like, you keep saying ask, like, why aren't you saying ask? I was like, wait, what? Like, I thought that's the way I've been saying it for like all my life, and like literally I had to like sit there and force myself and concentrate to say ask. And it was just so fucking painful for me. And it wasn't until like later on in life that I realized that like it wasn't just me. Like it wasn't like I was the only person saying that, or it was the way I was raised. Like it's like kind of common for I wouldn't say just black people.
Just say it, Blacklist. Prodigy's not here. I'm gonna say it for you, Blacklist.
But no, like other black people say ass too, and like they're kind of intelligent as well. So it's just interesting how the English language works. But the message always gets across.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might have heard me say act, but you understood the sentence structure that came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what's funny. I mean, as long as you're communicating and you get your point across, they know what you're talking about. They know what the fuck you mean.
Oh shit! Was there an earthquake today? Oh, I was somewhere down south.
There's an earthquake every day.
Yeah, pretty much. Question is, did you feel it or not? Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Is that what she said? Is that what she said? Or he said? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, that's what she said. Oh, damn. That's why it's all bruised. Damn.
All right, guys. We're gonna go first. Or second.
Oh wait. Hold on. What was the Cronus's opening, the Bruno thing? What's this about? I keep seeing this.
Oh yeah.
What is it? What is it?
Encanto.
Oh, it's from Encanto. Oh, okay.
Yes. It's a pretty good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus right now. I think it dropped like last week. I watched it like probably like 5 times already.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, the movie's just enjoyable to listen to, like the storyline, and like it's just I don't know. It's not like the greatest of the Disney movies because this isn't Pixar. This is actually Disney. It's like Moana was a really good movie. Like that one had like a lot of like jam and jingles to it and stuff like that. But this one just
haven't seen it.
It just fucking flows, man. And then no one talks about Bruno's song. It's fucking catchy as hell. Like
it is. Yeah.
It's a huge fucking earworm. That thing would be playing your head on repeat. Like
so it's like that toss a coin to your Witcher and Agatha on Lawn type.
Oh yeah. Like the Swedish had told me to shut up because I keep going around the house singing it.
Damn.
It's like that song and the girl that was strong, the woman that was strong.
Oh yeah, the
Under Pressure or whatever thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But dude, like, so yeah, this is a Disney movie that's based off it's a Colombian family. The family gets superpowers. So like, there's a daughter. So there's the grandmother, the abuela.
Abuela?
Oh,
Abuela, yeah. Shit. I couldn't think of my Spanish words. But yeah, so she has this candle that grants her kids power. So she has triplets, and one triplet can control the weather, one can heal you, and the other one can predict the future. And then they have kids. So the grandkids, like one daughter is super strong. One can hear from a mile, like she has super hearing. Another daughter can control, she can create plants or flowers. One can shapeshift. One of the sons can shapeshift. And then one of the other sons can talk to animals. But the one girl, she doesn't have powers. And she just kind of just living this life with a super fucking family, which sucks, but...
Her name is Mirabelle.
Yeah, Mirabelle. But yeah, it's just kind of like seeing the world through her. What's interesting, it's hard to determine what age she is because I want to say she's like in her teens, but I feel like sometimes she seems like she's like in her 20s, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But she's also the first, not the first, but she's a Disney primary like character that has glasses on, which a lot of people are talking about. I mean, there's other animated characters that have glasses, like Smee from Peter Pan, the guy from Treasure Island, the guy that Michael J. Fox.
Oh yeah. The main guy.
Yeah, that guy has glasses. But yeah, she's like the first female antagonist or main character that's wear glasses like the entire
protagonist.
Protagonist. Yeah, but Carlos, you saw this movie. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was funny because we were, as a parent, there's like movies that you want to see with your kids, and then when your kids are like, "Oh, I don't want to see it," you're like, "What the fuck?" Like, I want to see it. So we finally got her to sit down and watch it. And she liked it. Now she watches just so what she does now is she'll watch a movie and then she'll go on YouTube and just watch the clips of the movie. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Whatever. I'll have to get used to this with the new generation. I'm just like, we can watch the whole movie, but she just wants to watch the clips of the movie. So
she just like watching this.
Go ahead.
She just watching the parts of the songs.
Yeah, she watches the songs and like some of the other clips of like just random shit, and just like you can watch all these together in a row. It's called a movie.
in order.
Yeah.
What's really crazy is that I've seen people post about this movie, and they're saying that I talked about this in the chat, that this movie it's not a kids movie. Not meaning that kids can't watch it, but like it's more geared toward adults because they talk about like adult matters, mainly around like mental health and I guess being in a toxic family. What it comes down to.
Well, I think it's actually good for kids to watch something like that because I think that you'll see as Sebastian grows, Blue, kids they can actually pick up on like way more things than we give them credit for, like most parents, me included, and they just need time to like process it as they watch it, because I'm sure they've seen like in family structures like people that we don't talk about in our families, or other more complex issues, but they pick up on it and they know that we don't talk about this person, or we don't do this, or we do this on certain days, and we can't be alone with this person, shit like that. There's like fucked up things and like families that happen that we just expect our kids to kind of deal with, and I think it's cool to see these more complex issues in a movie like this. So yeah.
Did you see the little animated short, the one with the raccoons? Yeah, with the raccoon.
I don't think I did.
I think it dropped at the same time. It was a movie that if you saw the movie in theaters, it played before in Kanto, but Disney released it on Disney Plus too. But that was a good one too. That was about family and like the one generation teaching the next generation, and it just I don't know. That one was like. It's not a tearjerker, but like kind of being a parent, I was like, damn, like, yeah, this kind of makes fucking sense. It's basically about like a parent being so structured one way, they kind of put that same value onto their kid, and that kid, once they become a parent, they kind of realize like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just rinsing and repeating like what I've learned from my parents. So it's really cute what they did. Like. Disney does a really good job with these little animated shorts.
Yeah, I like the whole. Especially, I love that. I don't think Disney gets enough credit when they delve into other cultures, because it's almost every single movie that they do now when they deal with like other cultures besides European cultures, like they'll get shit from people about they're doing this and that, but I'm like. Honestly, I love that they do this because I'm getting insights into these cultures. Obviously, a Latin American culture, most people in California are very familiar with. So these concepts of things are like not super new to us. But when it came to like Moana, like some of those things were like very new to at least me, and like really getting into these cultures, I think is really cool. And I think people need to be kind of careful when they heavily criticize these things from being in movie theaters. It's like you can't really complain and then expect things to like change if it's not normal. I hate using the word normalized. This is just I think not saying normalized should be fucking normalized. All right. I'm just saying. I think people would be more accepting of other cultures if they saw more of how those cultures worked. You know, and like
Yeah.
their intricities and like all these other things. Because we all know, you know, the histories of, you know, most European countries, like the vast majority of them. Like we know your histories. But like seeing these other ones, I think it's super important because these people still exist where we live, and knowing about them is a good thing. I think anyway.
Yeah, because I remember with Moana, like people were saying like, oh, like the Maui, he thought why he's so fat and this and that, and like I don't think that was coming from like actual Polynesian people. Like it was coming from like I don't know. I felt like it was coming mainly from European, I guess from white people.
I'm sorry.
And
Which movie?
from Moana,
Oh,
you know how remember how they were saying that Maui was they why they portray him so fat and this and that. Like I don't think like at least for some of my Polynesian friends, like I didn't I was like, hey, well, how do you feel about Moana? I think we even had somebody on the podcast that we asked them about it, but like yeah, everybody's like, well, yeah, that's just some of the people are that way. Like he wasn't fat, he was just fucking muscular, and a lot of little people are a lot of other people, a lot of Polynesians are really big people. Like they're fucking always out there working hard, so they just have that body type.
yeah. When I was in Iraq, obviously this does not account for all of the people in Tonga,
Yeah,
but the Tongan
definitely
Marines,
not all of them.
every single one of them were fucking gigantic. And I was just I think the smallest guy I saw was like maybe 6'3", and like super built. And I was just like, okay, like that's just you guys are just built bigger than what I'm used to. But obviously these guys were like they were in the military, so I've never been to Tonga before, so I have no idea if that's how they all appear to be. But those guys, goddamn, yeah, they were big.
All right, cool. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, check out Encanto. It's on Disney Plus if you have Disney Plus, or you can try to watch it in other kind of means. I think it's still in theaters. I think.
Yeah. Well, they're about to shut
But
the
you
theaters
don't-
back
you-
down. Shit, probably pretty soon. Probably about
you
to
don't
back
want-
lockdown.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the theaters right now with that or Marion Omicron Persei 8 running around the streets because that's just snatching motherfuckers up.
I think everybody,
Unicron.
Yeah.
everybody's gonna get it. I think like the vast majority of people are gonna get it. I don't think it's nothing to stop because I think I looked earlier today and it was like it's over. I think it's over 1 million already today, and I think we're gonna be looking at probably 1.6 million people a day for like a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, if not more.
Yeah, I'm because over New Year's and Christmas, because I think even last year we saw like a spike in numbers around this time just because a lot of people were still trying to get together and stuff like that. But yeah, with this new variant, like it's definitely fucking running rampant. Like I'm kind of glad that we stayed at home. Like we didn't. I mean, it was our son's first Christmas, but you know, he's a baby. He won't remember this shit at all. I mean, the memories are more for us. So we got to see him like kind of play with the toys that he got and this and that. But yeah, like you know, we were gonna go out with friends for like maybe New Year's dinner, but with the variant going around, we're like, we almost kind of forgot about it. We're like, oh yeah, we just go out have dinner and blah blah blah. It's like, no, there's a variant going out there, and we're just gonna kick it at home. So that's basically what we did. We ordered out, we ordered food to go, picked it up, but I was kind of worried because the restaurant I went to pick up the food, there's hella people inside, and I was like super fucking uncomfortable. And like the line to pick up the food, there's like only one person like helping people out. I was like, you guys need a better fucking system. And they do like car curbside drop off and stuff like that, but their shit just wasn't working. Like there was only one guy dropping off the food, so it was I don't know. They need to work on their shit. But yeah, how was your guys' New Year's? I mean, tomorrow's the anniversary of the insurrection, but dude, how was your guys' New Year's?
Oh no, you go first.
You guys do anything special?
No, I didn't do anything special. It was actually pretty shitty.
Did you game?
So, no, I had to work.
God damn, that's terrible.
So, yeah, I had to work New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Yeah, it was kind of shitty.
Did you pay overtime at least?
No, because
What the fuck?
because we weren't open that I wasn't working like, no holiday pay and none of that shit. And where I work, we weren't open. Oh yeah, we were open for like a I guess a shorter duration, but not really. So it's pretty shitty.
Yeah,
But
I didn't do shit, but you know, I bought some Monet. Just saying, had a glass or two.
oh, nice.
Well, you know.
Oh,
Go ahead.
oh, never mind. I just had a thought, but I was like, no, I don't want to interrupt. But Monet is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And I used to think that it was like some big name. I mean, obviously it's a big name. Monet is a big name as far as champagne goes, because it's in fucking rap songs and shit. But now you can buy it at Costco for like a reasonable price. It doesn't cost a bunch of money. So if you want to get a decent bottle of champagne, get some Monet at Costco. It's just like not even $50. So
Yeah, but that's because you got money. Some people ain't got it like that.
well, but I think that so when I was growing up, I thought that it was like way more than $50. You know.
Oh,
So I thought it was like
yeah.
thousands. When Biggie Smalls talked about it.
Okay, I see.
So it's not. I never had Cristal. I wonder how much Cristal is. I'm gonna try that next.
So I found out how much Cristal, a bottle of Cristal is like $150 a bottle.
Okay.
I thought that was thousands.
Yeah. See, these are like. It's expensive, but it's not that fucking expensive. You know.
Yeah, it's not that fucking expensive, but the way that all these the hip hop artists and shit, they're making it seem like it was $1,000 a bottle. When I went to go like check it out, it was like a 150. I'm like, that's not that bad.
It's kind of funny when we're talking about Costco because I got this fucking big old bad boy, this bottle of Bullet Bourbon from Costco. It's it's 1.75 liters. This was only $30.
Yeah.
Damn. That's like a shit in a bottle.
Dude, if you go to like the liquor store, this is probably like I don't know, like maybe $55 for this. Like Costco has some really good deals on their alcohol. And what's also great, so fun fact, I actually confirmed this with a Costco employee. I talked about this on the podcast before. You do not need to have a Costco card to buy alcohol from Costco. If you're just buying alcohol alone, just alcohol by itself, you can still buy alcohol from Costco. You can Google this. You can look it up. It's a thing. There's a few things you get from Costco without having a membership. You can go to the pharmacy without having a membership, and you can also get alcohol. I think you also can go to like their hearing aid center too, or in their glasses part. But yeah, if you don't have a Costco card, you can get those some of those services free still, which is great. I mean, you can't get free alcohol, but you get alcohol.
I mean, honestly,
yeah.
The best deal at Costco for alcohol, if you like vodka, is get the Costco branded vodka. I think it's the American vodka. It's like 1.5 liters, and it costs $13 fucking. It's enough alcohol to kill yourself easily. I'm just saying, for $13, it's very economical.
Yeah,
that's all bad. Oh, you know, so I forgot on New Year's Eve, I actually got to leave work early, and I met up with some friends, and it was a friend, like, family. It was like a whole family, her and her family. So they had Christmas gifts. So we exchanged gifts. And I literally got there like 3 minutes before midnight. So we brought in the new year together. And I got Christmas gifts. It worked out. So that was probably the best part of the night. But everything else was pretty shitty.
I went to a friend's house for I was down in LA hanging out with one of my friend down there, and she's like, "Oh, you want to go to this friend his family's Christmas party?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, no, whatever." And I go there, and like everybody who's there is getting like the family got gifts for everybody, and even though I was my first, like they didn't know I was coming, they had a gift for me, and I got a fucking blue do-rag. I was like, "What the hell?" Like,
you're a crip now. Okay.
Yeah. Well, what's funnier about this whole story was that this was at the time I had long hair. It's like they knew.
Yeah.
Damn.
This was like early like 2000s when it happened, but I think that's cool when like families have like gifts for visitors.
Huh.
I would never do that shit.
So I want to kind of jump back to the COVID shit just really quickly. Yeah. So, seeing what's going on out there, like I know I keep saying take-home test, but I guess that's what it is, the COVID at-home test. Like a lot of places are sold out. The fuck out. Getting tested kind of takes longer now, not because of the duration of like the actual test, it's because actually getting in. So now most places are requiring like CVS, Walgreens, you need to make an appointment. And like an appointment, the first opening is probably a week and a half to 2 weeks out. So if you're trying to get tested or whatnot, Like if you're going to a walk-in spot, you're looking at like a line of like a 4 hour plus wait for a walk-in.
Yeah, like for making an appointment, like even making an appointment, like by that time, like the symptoms and stuff are already gone. I mean, I guess would you still you'll still test positive, right? Even though like you're symptom free.
You may still have some antibodies, but they'll probably be like, hey, by then they're going to be like, well, it's already kind of out of your system. Just stay home if you feel bad and take some NyQuil or something. That's pretty much it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Papa Bear
just said it, but I was going to mention it too. There's a couple things. So like one, the not all at-home tests are popping for Omicron. Also, some people have expired at-home tests that
test kits.
yeah, so they're just invalid. And also, if you have a test kit that does show positive, it is not counted towards the actual count the official count that you're seeing. So that's why I think there's actually way more coronavirus out there, because it only really gets counted if you take if you get a test at a place and it comes up positive, then they'll mark it down. If you get it at home and it's positive, like you don't report it. You can if you want, but most people don't report it. They just stay at home. So like I had to give an at-home test to my youngest a little while back. I still have it was a pack of 2, and she came back negative. But I didn't. There was nothing on there to tell me to like report it anywhere. So I think this is probably way more rampant than people are really thinking. And I think once all the at-home test kits are running out, you're gonna see that number go up even more. It's gonna fucking skyrocket. So.
Oh yeah, just wait till what did Prodigy say? Like Monday or Tuesday after the weekend, we'll probably see all kinds of numbers. I mean, I went to several different places just to get an at-home test, sold out everywhere. Like I guess you could Instacart it, but like, good luck.
Did you hear that story about the woman who Instacarted the kit?
No.
So apparently, she got a fucking a colon kit or something like that. Some of the test her colon or some shit.
What? Test your dookie?
I didn't even know they had a kit like that, but yeah. So, well, because I know with Instacart, if they don't have kind of what you want, they kind of will kind of find something that's similar. And I guess whoever their Instacart person was like, you know what, colon, COVID, it starts with a C.
Damn. That's terrible.
I'm not sure. This was like a quick thing I saw on the internet. I'm not sure how 100% accurate this thing is, but I just thought it was fucking funny. Since you mentioned the whole Instacart, it popped in my head. But
that's all bad. They're all like, "Oh, shove this up your ass."
Yeah. What I remember in I believe in China they were doing COVID tests like rectum colon tests. So I think that was a little bit more accurate, but I don't know.
I don't know if that's real though.
I know it was a real thing. It's just that I'm not sure how accurate it was. Yeah, if you type up like China anus COVID test, it's a real thing. They're like real legit news organizations were covering it.
Isn't it rectal?
Yeah.
Rectal COVID test.
Rectum damn near killed him. Sorry, I had to say it.
Oh damn. Damn.
Fucking classic.
Oh, China using anal swabs for COVID testing.
Bam. There you go.
The value of anal swab RT-PCR for COVID-19. Who's this?
But this was like early COVID, like.
This one is pretty.
2000.
This is a medical journal.
Is this so weird that like?
Damn.
Isn't it weird to say that like, oh yeah, like this whole rectal testing was back in 2020. We're in fucking 22. Like this is 2 years ago. Like that's. I mean, COVID-19 came out in 2000, or like it was discovered in like 2019, which is fucking crazy.
It is crazy that we're on.
Still going.
Yeah, we're on our 3rd year of fucking insane failures in America. This is spanning.
Yeah, I can't.
2 presidencies, 2 different fucking terrible, political parties in America that have not done a good job of handling it at all. Both parties. People want to say, oh well, it started with Trump. Okay, yeah, you're right. Trump sucked. He sucked. Yeah, handling this definitely sucked. But you also cannot ignore what's going on now during Biden's administration. It's getting worse. and people want to say, oh, it's just it's the people that are conservatives that are not getting it. Okay, well, how about you come up with a goddamn plan to get them vaccinated and not just like leave them off to the wayside? Like actually build some trust into those, into those constituents. But I don't think there has been enough, real effort to really fix that at all. Like they haven't reached across the aisle. They haven't done anything to like garner more trust. People say they don't trust, Anthony Fauci. I totally understand. Like, I generally trust the guy, but if half of the country is saying fuck that guy, then take him off fucking TV. Like, what are you doing? Like, it seems like a pretty easy goddamn fix, right? Like, if they don't trust the guy that is supposed to be the head guy that you're trying to get to come across, like why we're doing all these things, then take him off of TV. Stop having him do all these interviews because you're pissing off half the people in America. And yeah, I understand it might be kind of petty, oh, well, why are you just trying to, cater to them? Because I don't want them to die either. Because if they get sick and die, they get other people sick and they die. So, like, what the fuck? At some point, you have to be the bigger person and put on your big boy or big girl pants, suck it the fuck up, and make some concessions to these people. Just so all of us can survive. Because we're all in the same fucking boat. I'm on the same fucking boat as these assholes. And I'm tired of it.
It's both fucking sinking.
Yeah, and it continues to sink. Yeah, we're all on it. I'm tired of it, and I'm tired of like the us versus them mentality. Because when we're talking about us versus them, like I think there's too much of that shit on the left, and I was sort of on that side for a little bit of like, hey, kind of fuck those guys. But this is where fuck those guys have brought us.
Yeah,
is where we're at now. So. New plan, please, immediately.
Yeah, we definitely need a compromise. Like we need to make America great again.
Oh my god! I don't see any of the people from on the right gonna want to build trust with or find a happy medium. They're just more like, fuck those people. You people are simps. You people are, because I witnessed it today. There was a line for COVID testing, and somebody's driving by honking at the line, and they're just like, "You guys are suckers." It's like, why are you trying to yell at these people that want to get a test? I'm pretty sure they assumed that they were getting the vaccine, but there's all these people that don't trust the vaccine. For whatever reason, I don't think they're convincing them of trying to get it is a very, very tough uphill battle.
Dude, it's kind of crazy. It's easier to get vaccinated than it is to get a COVID test right now.
Oh, yes. I witnessed it. I witnessed that today, too.
Well, this is the problem, though, is that this is what they need to put more emphasis on. It's like, yeah, it is, but then the counter that those people will say is, oh, you can still get COVID if you're vaccinated. Okay, I'll give you that. The thing is, though, is that if you get COVID and you're vaccinated, you're far less likely to get seriously ill and or die. So that's the main thing that I think most people need to really understand is that most people that are dying right now are people that are unvaccinated. So
yes, it's kind of So I don't know if this is one of the symptoms, but I haven't heard about this in a while with the COVID virus. That like you can like losing your sense of smell and like losing your sense of taste too. Like, could you imagine not being able to like smell things and taste food? Like,
yes,
like everything would just be fucking bland and. So you experienced something similar to this?
Yeah, like usually when I get sick in the past, like I'll have a severe runny nose, and you lose your sense of smell, which means you lose your sense of taste. So when you're trying to eat stuff, the only thing you can sense is if it's hot or cold. So it's like, this is just weird. Like I hate tomatoes, but when I can't taste them, it's kind of weird eating a tomato. Because there's no, like, you just feel the squishiness, but you can't really taste it. So
yeah, like I could imagine not being able to taste like food. Like, holy shit. Like, I mean, I mean, with food, it's kind of for some reason I've been kind of like bored with food. But like, if it's just like bland and nothing, like if you're eating at a hashtag I had a white friend's house, it's just
Yeah, no seasoning,
no fucking seasoning and shit.
that's
Like,
racist.
what the fuck am I eating? That probably was super racist, but
It's hilarious.
but no, like I don't know, just not having like not being able to taste something. Like why? Like
Yeah, it sucks because you need nourishment, but you won't get you won't like enjoy what you're eating. You'll just know that you need to eat because you're hungry. You'll feel hungry. But there's times where you're sick and you won't feel hungry at all, but you need to eat to get nourishment to be better.
Yeah,
that's probably the toughest part.
this is a horrible. I can't get the word. Something that's similar to not having your sense of taste or whatever. It's like having sex with a girl that just lays there.
Oh, she dead fishes?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I mean, you still get where you need to go, but you know, it wasn't fun.
Yeah. Enough of this stuff. I got to talk about something that's on here. I got to bring this up. I don't know how long it's been out, but all the episodes are available. This is off of an acclaimed science fiction writer, the TV show Foundation on Apple TV. So I have no idea when this came out. I didn't double check, but I watched the first 3 episodes, and it was definitely interesting. I was captivated by the trailer, and I just wanted to check it out just to see how it was because I was watching with my cousin. He's like, "This looks pretty cool. Like, we should check it out." I'm like, "All right."
So they dropped September 24th.
Oh, so it's
been around for a little bit.
Yeah. Been around for a couple months. Yeah. So I was like, "All right, let me see what this is about." Like, I'm not a huge Isaac Asimov fan.
Isaac Asimov. You know, God damn! How fucking dare you? Sure. Say his name right.
But you know, I respect his work because he's a very brilliant person. But he was kind of an ass. But the show was very, very like. It reminds me of like Dune with more cityscapes and water. So it was just like
Star Trek.
No, I mean it I want to say it has like a Star Wars kind of feel, but it has like no, it definitely does not feel like Star Trek. It feels a little bit more. It feels more on the Dune side, but with like spaceships and like cityscapes and stuff, and you know, a doomsday clock type situation going on. I mean, the basically the premise of the very first episode, which felt like a 90-minute movie almost, was like this young girl wins a math. She literally wins a math contest to meet her idol, who's a teacher, and comes to find out that, you know, she goes through all this trouble to meet this man just to find out she's going to be arrested because he discovered a theorem that predicts that the whole empire that they're in is going to fall, and the people in power do not like this, and they say that he's heresy, so they want to try him for treason. And because she won the competition, they feel like she's the only one that can prove him wrong, and she double checks his math and finds out that he's correct, and all kinds of craziness ensues. Like, you know, martyrs start coming out, and like just like suicide bombings, and you know, conspiracies start coming up. It was very, very interesting. But then it like does time jumps, so it shows what happens in the past a little bit, but then it jumps like 20 years into the future. Then it goes back a little bit, 5 years, and goes back to current. So, but it's not jarring. Everything seems to line up in place. Like, you don't get lost. There is a lot of math involved, but they don't beat you over the head with it. They don't go like super in depth, but they go just enough to where if you're a math nerd, you're going to get a little wet. But if you're just a science fiction nerd, you're going to be intrigued. And I watched like 3 episodes. I was impressed with the series as far as it was. There's like 10 episodes, so there's a lot. there's a lot going on. I feel like they didn't start with the first book, but went to the preludes first, from my understanding of the series. And it was very, very captivating. It was super incredibly visually stunning. Like the landscapes and the CGI was actually really well done. They put money into the show, guaranteed. Um,
Yeah,
I
like
don't know. Oh, go
I
ahead.
feel like Apple TV has been kind of coming up because I hear a bunch of like everybody's talking about a lot of shows that are on Apple TV or Apple. Is it Apple Plus or is it Apple TV? If I can't remember.
It's Apple TV Plus, I guess. Because I guess there's the TV and then there's TV Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
yeah, I think Apple's definitely throwing their money on the ring because like there's a lot of shows that are getting like a lot of good praise and like have heard that like Foundation sounds really good and a couple of other shows, but yeah, I mean. It's, I've seen trailers. I saw trailers and clips of this show, and it does seem kind of fucking interesting. I think right now it's only like 10 episodes.
it's 10, yeah. But by the time you get to the third, you feel like you've watched like a movie and a half. Because that's how they go pretty deep into a lot of stuff, but they don't like go too deep to where it's like Dune. Dune has a bunch of politics and stuff, as far as the movie, not the book. But there's like politics and stuff that they give you enough of so you know what's going on, but they don't go super in depth.
The book had more politics. I'm just saying. In Dune.
The book of Dune or Foundation?
Dune and Foundation. I haven't watched the show Foundation, but Dune had a lot of politics too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of politics in there, but they kind of like, I don't want to say dumb it down, but they do strip away some stuff, so it's easy to follow. So where you're not like following, this house or this planet hates each other for this reason, and they don't go super in depth why and like try to drag it on. They just show, they kind of sum it up in a quick speech, and then they talk about consequences and stuff. And there's some pretty dank stuff that happens in the show, and there's some like morally ambiguous things that happen. But I was very intrigued. There's some mystery involved. There's a lot of political stuff. Some of the stuff that I think we can identify, especially what's going on now in the world today. So I think it's definitely for me, it's kind of a must watch. I haven't lost interest. I've only 3 episodes in, but it does feel very, very epic. It does have that epic feel to it. I'm hoping going forward it continues to do that and not become like a weird serialized episodic like monster of the week type thing, but so far it's not. So far it's like huge pieces of a grandiose puzzle, which I'm liking.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Blue.
No, I was gonna say it has pretty average like ratings, like Rotten Tomato gives it 70%, but I kind of I want to say fuck the whole rating system because that shit doesn't represent the fucking people. Like it's just fucking random ass critics and this and that. So
yeah, but like I said, I'm only 3 episodes in. It could turn to shit like in the next like 7 episodes. So I don't know, but so far I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah, so like the books were fantastic. I really like the books. So if I already know that at least the main character is not the same main character in the book.
So wait, who's the main character in the book? Because I feel like they jump around so much that they don't give you a centralized character.
Well, it's a white dude. So
is it Henry?
I gotta fucking go back and listen.
Yeah, is it the teacher, the psycho histro guy?
No, I think it's the black woman in the show is supposed to be the main character.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's 2 black women, and they have very, very prominent roles, and one of them, where I'm at now, kind of like takes over and is center stage. At first, she's like hinted at in the very first episode, then it jumps back. So it's like kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, so the thing that was really cool about the books, yeah, it is going to be an epic. It spans a lot of books, and it gets in like some really interesting. I don't know where the show starts, but it's like they're obviously humans, but they shouldn't be on Earth or anywhere near Earth.
No.
But then
not even close.
But then they reference like a place that could be Earth.
Not yet. Yeah. Where I'm at so far, okay. No. Earth isn't not even a thought.
Yeah, it's honestly like what's really cool if you so I started Isaac. Well, my first Isaac Asimov book. Actually, no, it was the Foundation. So I started his books with Foundation, and I was like went through like from the Foundation up through like all these books, and it's quite a few. And they're all really good, and it gets into like this really cool epic. And at the end of the book, like you meet this one main character who's actually in iRobot, and so I'm like, huh, this is interesting. But in iRobot, it's like not they fucked iRobot is they fucked that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the movie isn't bad, but it's nothing like the fucking book. So.
Oh really?
And through not even fucking close. Like first of all, he doesn't even stay on fucking Earth. In iRobot. So I'm just like, okay, this is fucking weird. And then it gets to a point in like have they talked about robots at all in the show yet?
So yes, they reveal like a character that's a robot.
That is a robot?
Yeah, it's a robot. But they do talk about robots. Like there's like some kind of like not a cleanse, but like a big clash between robots and humanity.
Yeah, so there shouldn't be any robots.
There's one.
Okay, just one?
Yeah, only so far. Okay, so I'm only on the third one. There's only one.
Well, at this point in the story, there shouldn't be any robots.
So like I was saying before, I guess they start with the prelude to Foundation. I think that's the book from the late '80s, early '90s. That's where apparently the show starts, and then moves on towards Foundation.
Is the robot's name Daniil Oliva or something like that?
Something, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. The names are kind of hard to keep up with, but I recognize their relationship to like the one that stood up is Empire. Like who names their like kid Empire? But then when you find out what they really are, it's kind of weird because they go. Yeah, because I guess they start with them because he's a clone. So it's dusk, day, and dawn. Yeah, so they start with the clone of the Emperor, I guess, and they call him Empire, I guess, as a trilogy of a being. Yeah, they refer to them as Empire. So the middle one, which is I guess like a 30-year-old man, is the one that rules, while the other two, through their lifetime, has different roles. So they rotate as like a clone dies and a new one is born.
Okay, yeah. So if they start with the prelude and they had a robot in the prelude, that's fine. But there's like I remember I was reading the book and I was like, they have all these fucking spaceships and shit. Why are there no robots? Like, because when you read the Foundation book, there's like obviously it's on the prequel, and it's just like as you start reading it, you're just like, well, they have all this stuff. Why are there no robots? And they talk about, well, there's no robots for a reason. You're like, well, what's the reason? And they get into it like way later in the series, and it's like, oh, holy shit! And then that's when you realize that there's like a whole. That's when I started looking up like, what's going on with the robots in these books, and then it's like, oh, well, there's like the Foundation books. Is like, so iRobot is actually the start of the actual story.
No shit.
And it starts on Earth.
Oh shit.
And so like where you're at now is like thousands of years from Earth. And so and that's where I started.
I mean, you kind of get that notion because the tech, because they introduce you to like tech, like epic like ships that like it's weird because it feels like there's similarities to other science fiction stuff, but this predates those. Like, there's like it looks like a Mass Effect drive, but this was like literally 4 decades before Mass Effect even came about. But they use that technology to, warp to other spots, and then they have like these cryogenic, like weird stasis pods that they're doing, and they have like I guess what Japan wants to do in the near future. They have like they don't call it a sky bridge, but it's basically like a giant elevator to space.
Space elevator?
Yeah, it's basically what it is. But they call it something else in the book. They give it some other name. But
what's crazy? Like when I remember I was a kid, I was like, why don't they like send out two rocket ships into space and have like a fucking line that just comes back down to Earth, and when they want to take somebody up, it's basically like pulling on 2 strings, so like. Those 2 rocket ships will shoot out a little bit and it will pull up the string and blah blah blah. But it's like
it's a space elevator.
It's basically almost how a space elevator will work.
I can explain to you why we can't do that right now. We don't have
Go
things.
for it.
So we have to get things. First of all, it'd have to be like long as fuck. And don't get me wrong, I think eventually we're gonna get here because they're already talking. So the main thing about us getting into space, the main issue is that you have to have so much fucking force to get off the planet to escape
gravity.
But the main problem is now is that if you want to build like a space elevator like that, is that you need to have really the cord that you're using, the materials that you're using. We don't really have enough of them to like have something that is attached to the Earth and then constantly being pulled upon around the Earth. Because basically, at some point there will be like zero gravity or near zero gravity, like it's gonna be constantly falling outside of our like at the very tip of the Earth's gravity. But in between those points, there's still a tremendous amount of tension, and so it's trying to figure out like the tension points of like all that material to get out into space, and that's the main problem right now. But there's a whole bunch of companies that are trying to solve that problem because that's the main issue of like just putting more shit into space. Is you have to use so much goddamn fuel to put shit into space. It's incredible
to break the atmosphere, and to build something because there's going to be a point where not only it being pulled, but you got to think about at that height, there's going to be extreme weather conditions, mainly wind and cold. It's going to put stress on whatever kind of material that's going to be there. So fear that breaking and then just falling down, tearing apart some country is a real issue.
Yeah, if it fell, it's
So
a lot of shit.
I just did a quick Google search. I put in here how many miles to escape Earth's gravity, and you literally have to go. You need to travel roughly 62 miles upward to leave Earth's orbit or Earth's atmosphere, but you need to travel 25,000 miles an hour to break free of gravity.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. This is why we need transporters.
Nah, fuck that. You're killing yourself. Stop. No transporters.
Yeah, just reatomize yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Until somebody can like give me a better scientific explanation of how I'm not committing suicide and rebuilding my body somewhere else, I'm not interested in fucking
teleportation.
No, I'm not doing it. So,
like I don't know where I don't remember where that's from, but once I heard about that, like, oh yeah, you're basically dying or just fucking so your atoms back down to Earth. It's like, wow, that sounds painful as fuck. Like, I think in what movie was that? In it was either The Magician or The Illusionist, where like the guy was able to like do all these stunts, but it turns out he was actually creating
You're talking about
a clone of himself.
You're talking about The Prestige. That's a Christopher Nolan film. Yeah, that movie was fucked up. The best part of that, one of the best parts of that movie was David Bowie as Nikola Tesla. That was awesome. That was an awesome scene. He's in one scene and he literally tells him, "I invented this technology. We need to be careful with this. And if I can tell you anything, you shouldn't even use this at all." And he's like, "Well, I need this." He's all right. I'm not going to help you. He walks away. Damn.
You know what's crazy about like Tesla? Was it Tesla? Yeah, the whole elephant thing. Like I literally learned about that shit in a fucking cartoon. About how he like electrified like an elephant.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
How he explained how his experiment works. Like this motherfucker goddamn kills a goddamn elephant to show how like his. I don't know even the backstory of it all, but like it was just fucking something that's like super fucking shitty that he killed an elephant basically. I guess this happened a lot anyway with science, like experimentation on animals and things like that. But
you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. I'm saying that's fucked up. But yeah, I know. Yeah, you shouldn't have to harm big ass animals like that just for science. But it was a different time back then.
Since we're on the topic of science and science fiction and probabilities and this and that, do you guys watch Don't Look Up on Netflix?
Oh yeah,
I love that shit.
Hell yeah.
Dude, this fucking movie was so fucking great. Like, it was a comedy wrapped with science, wrapped with sci-fi, wrapped with some drama. I don't know. This is probably a very good movie that Netflix played on. But what's your guys' take on the movie?
It's basically the 2022. Did it come out this year or last year? I think it was.
It came out December.
Okay,
so last year.
It's the 2021 version of Idiocracy. Really, that's what it is.
Oh shit!
You nailed it. You fucking nailed it. The basic this movie is about there's a comet, not a comet. Shit.
It is a comet.
So there's a difference between a comet and meteor. Yeah, so a meteor is it's gonna skim Earth or it's gonna pass Earth or whatever, but a comet will enter Earth's atmosphere. So there's a comet coming to Earth,
No,
and
but,
there's a term.
Those terms aren't correct, but just keep going.
Wait, it's not?
No, because comets pass by Earth all the time. I think they're comets.
No, no, that's what it is. It's meteor and meteorite. That's the difference. A meteor will pass Earth, but a meteorite will enter Earth's atmosphere. But I don't know, a comet, because there's like Halley's Comet, and that never comes to Earth either.
That's
So
what I was saying. It doesn't comes nowhere near Earth. I think comets. I gotta look up the actual thing, but I know comets have tails. It's usually ice or some shit.
Yeah.
Or as it's not even just ice, but it's like as it's coming closer to the sun or a star, it gives a trail of stuff. But a meteor doesn't give the similar kind of trail. I didn't take a whole bunch of Earth science, so I could be extremely incorrect, but I'm fairly certain what I said was correct.
So apparently, a meteor is smaller than an asteroid, and then meteorite is a fragment of a meteor. Yes, meteors and comets are not the same, apparently.
Yes, and actually I was mostly correct. Okay, a comet, defined, is a celestial object consisting of a nucleus of ice and dust. When it's near the sun, a tail of gas and dust particles are pointing away from the sun. And so that's why I saw
so fun fact, so like you'll see it, even though a comet might be moving away from the sun, it will still have a tail that's facing away from the sun, which is weird. So even though it's kind of like going in reverse, the tail will still be going because the tail is always facing away from the sun. It's always because the heat from the sun is blasting the ice, the water, whatever is inside the comet away from the sun. So if you like, I remember when I was a kid, I saw Halley's Comet, and I think as you see it leaving our atmosphere, it still will be facing toward the sun, even though it's going the opposite direction, which is weird. Anyways, so this movie, there's an Earth-ending asteroid coming to Earth, and some what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio's character, as well as Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, they discover it, and they do all the math. They figure out like, okay, yeah, this is definitely gonna hit the Earth. They tell the president of the United States about this, and they just fucking play it off. I feel like this is probably like a play on the term of our previous presidency, who did believe in the COVID virus, but then like he becomes like kind of like a sexy doctor, which is kind of what happened with Fauci. He kind of was like, what do you think?
Is Fauci sexy though?
If you're in on like Pornhub or X Hamster or something, you click on mature content, then probably.
I'm just saying though, I'm not gay, but if I was, Fauci would not be at the top of my list.
Sure.
At any age.
Oh, okay.
But maybe, I guess maybe for a scientist, can you think of any sexy scientists, either male or female?
Yeah.
How many scientists?
Yes.
Oh,
Santa Maria.
Danica Mckellar.
100%. She's at the fucking top, pretty much near the top.
Wait, who?
Cara Santa Maria.
Oh, I don't know. I said Danica Mckellar. She's a scientist.
I put Cara above her. So
really?
Y'all don't know who she is?
No, I have no idea who she is. Say that one more again for those folks who don't know.
Cara Santa Maria.
Tara Santa Maria?
Cara, Cara Santa Maria.
Okay. Go ahead, Luke.
But yeah. So yeah, anyway, so like the scientists discover that there's a Earth killer. So if you know the term, it's kind of obvious. There's a comet meteor coming to Earth that's the size of I think it says it's the size of Texas. So sorry, spoiler alert, just to let anybody hasn't watched it yet. But yeah, just if the movie came out before COVID, I'd have been like, okay, people aren't that fucking dumb. Like nobody's gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna trust the science. But since this came out during COVID, I'm like, yeah, these are a lot of dumb motherfuckers because people are like, oh no, don't. So the movie's called Don't Look Up. So it's basically so there's scientists telling you to look up because the comet's there, but the political party's telling you not to look up. So it's like it's just it's so fucking crazy how similar to this with the whole COVID thing. But yeah, it's really well done. And I mean, there's a lot of comedy there. I think Leonardo DiCaprio does a really good fucking job of like expressing emotions, but then again, his character's a fucking dick. Like,
I mean, he fucks up, but he does what he thought was right at first.
He fucked who he thought was right.
Yeah, he fucked who he thought was right. That's exactly.
That's all bad. That's all bad.
But then, like at the end, it's like if this shit was to really happen, like it would be just a lot of people wouldn't have fucking known. Like it would have just been it. And that shit kind of, I don't know, that shit. That's the part that was kind of scary with the whole thing. Was like, okay, if something was to happen, like, you know, what can you do? But one thing about the movie though, I thought was kind of weird is that, like, you know, they didn't show a lot of people kind of doing their okay, shit, fucking the Earth it's about to end. I'm about to go over here and get as much strange as I can.
At the end, they did.
But then again, it's like
when they were super fucked, they were all fucking.
Oh yeah, they were. But then again, it's like, you know, how can you get it up when you know that the world's going to end? Like, that shit will fuck with your head. So,
like, literally, there's like an orgy scene. I mean, it's not like super prominent, but the camera pans over people fucking.
So it's like that scene from Independence Day when like people are up on top of a rooftop having parties and like, welcome to Earth, aliens, blah blah. But you know, just replace that with the scene from Scion or from Matrix where everybody's having an orgy and dancing and raving and shit.
No.
But overall, I thought it was a good fucking movie. It was really really funny, interesting, and even though it's got kind of mixed reviews on all the critic sites and stuff like that.
Really, I've seen it get high praise across the board. I haven't seen anyone give it mixed, but
I think it's got like in the 60 percentile.
What? Where'd you see that?
This was like a couple of days ago.
So I'm gonna say this.
Yeah. It's got 55% on Rotten Tomatoes and 50% on Metacritic.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
It just proves that 50% of people are fucking idiots.
Oh damn! Well, 2020 should really happen. I'm gonna say this Cara Santa Maria chick is pretty fucking hot, but I don't think she's as hot as Danica McKellar.
Really?
Just saying. Yeah,
Wendy
Danica McKellar is pretty fucking hot.
I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know. She didn't do it for me.
No, she didn't do it for me back then. So I kind of watched Wonder Years, and I was just like, whatever. But like now that she's a woman, she's pretty fucking hot.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm not
gonna say she's not attractive, but yeah, she doesn't do it for me. But also, she doesn't need to. By the way.
Yeah, that's true. It's just weird. So Cara Santa Maria was dating Bill Maher, or is dating Bill Maher?
I thought she was married and have a kid.
Her and Bill Maher are all over the place. No, I'm talking about Cara Santa Maria. Danica McKellar is married and does have children, but she's.
Shout out to Danica McKellar because her birthday was 2 days ago. She was born January 3rd, and
there you go.
Just turned how old did she just turn?
She's probably 37 or something.
No, dude, she's older than us. She just turned 47.
Holy shit. She does not look. Ooh, she's pretty bad though. But anyway, for me, Don't Look Up felt like a this is strange terminology, but it felt like a love letter to 2020, because there's too many similarities about what was going on. I mean, the president trying to deny stuff, trying to increase her poll numbers, her dumbass chief of staff's son, and then like her son kept complimenting her, like, "Oh, my mom's a smoke show." Like, you don't say that about your mom, but then again, you don't say like, "Oh, my daughter's pretty hot. If I would date my daughter."
Yeah. I mean, just to give you guys like a sample of things, I mentioned Idiocracy, which I consider one of the greatest movies of all time. Seriously, Idiocracy also has on Metacritic a 66 score. Like, what the fuck? And
well,
like,
there you go.
And the user score is like 7.4. I'm just like, this is one of the greatest movies of all time. I think there's some movies where people just maybe they just don't get it. But there's movies I don't get. So, but these types of movies where it's like obviously fucking satire, people don't understand it. So
yeah, you should. I think we should read or take the time to check out some of the bad reviews. Just pick 3 of them, and they'll probably be super politicized. Like, oh, this shouldn't be like this, and people that love it are probably going to make a lot of comparisons to MAGA. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying. But as a whole, the movie was enjoyable to me. It's just like, because in the end, even though with all the politicizing and just the poking fun at things that had happened, the core of the movie was about, taking care of things that you love, like, making amends, not looking back, and enjoying the time that you have left with the people that, fill your life. And that's literally the last, 20 minutes of the film. Like, everything went away, and, everyone sat at dinner and just enjoyed each other's company, even though impending doom is coming. And I think that's the core value of the film.
What they also kind of played upon is how, corporation basically buy political figures. Because, there's, the guy that's basically fucking Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Oh, and, yeah, he was he was Elon plus Zuckerberg in one person.
Yeah, but what's crazy is because, that's kind of the shit how things are now. Because, we have these political figures that are fucking basically in the pockets of a lot of these corporations, and they kind of have more power than the people. Like they literally. So, just spoil for the movie if you haven't seen it. Sorry, but they literally had time to kind of what's the end of the movie? Is it Deep Impact? No, not Deep Impact. What's the one with Armageddon? They basically had a chance to do a fucking Armageddon where they were able to send some people, send out these ships to the. Sorry, the reason I'm laughing because of God, what's the guy's name? The guy the white guy who's going to go off.
Ron
yeah,
Perlman.
His character, his fucking
awesome.
racist ass character, Anyway.
So, by the way, Ron Perlman's wife is an African American woman. Just saying.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That doesn't mean that he's not racist, but we'll just keep it real.
That's true, but I mean, in the film he's racist, but I respect Ron Perlman's work. Yeah, he does a lot of great shit.
And he seems like
they had a chance to send some nukes to the meteor, asteroid, comet thingy, the Earth killer, and literally these things are in the sky, and they some guy Steve Jobs walks in there. It was like, hey, this shit is made of minerals that we can use on fucking Earth. I'm pretty sure we can break this shit up and use these minerals. It sounds cool because it'll be great. So, a lot of technologies and our laptops and computers and stuff, there's a lot of elements that they use that we don't have very much resource for today. So having this stuff come to Earth would be kind of great. But man, this is the chance of this shit fucking working is very slim. And the fact that they weren't using scientific research and this and that, they're just based off of computer models and this is this. I don't know. I just thought that shit was fucking interesting. How they kind of played that in there too. But that character, I hated that guy so much. Even just the way he fucking talked. And what's crazy too is because they also talk about cell phone. Oh, your cell phone can tell about your emotions and how you're feeling. And we're kind of on that boat because we have we have smart devices that we can wear, and they'll say oh, your internal battery is low. You need to charge it, and you're not sleeping enough. It's just
my watch.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And it's funny because they played it about that too. It's oh, your feelings kind of sad. I'm gonna buy this album for you. It's wait, what the fuck? I don't know. It just that's part of the satire of the movie about them doing stuff like that. But the character who played that business mogul, that guy, he fucking played that role, and I hated the hell out of him. Every time he came on the screen, I was like, oh, God, fuck this guy.
When a villain is convincing, that's when you know they're a good actor.
Yeah. To me, he was the evil version of himself from Ready Player One, because he's the same guy. but he's like a more corporate, like money grubbing.
Well,
He's the Ready Player One. He's the main guy that set up the maze. He's the guy that died.
Shit. That's right. He was Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why I didn't realize that.
He just has short hair. Yeah, he just has short hair. That's it. He's the same actor. He talked the same way. He had the tech, but he wasn't nearly as compassionate. All he cared about is like. It was pretty funny to me. That's why I kept laughing every time he kept coming on the screen. I'm like, it's the evil guy.
Oh, you just fucking blew my mind with that one. Like, holy shit! Like,
I'm surprised you didn't catch that first.
Well, no, I don't know. Well, first of all, Ready Player One movie was fucking garbage, but it definitely is the same character. The book, amazing. Movie, not so amazing.
I mean, if you didn't read the book, the movie's actually okay. But if you read the book, the movie's shit.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Like,
read
the book.
I watched the film first, then read the book.
Yeah, it's just like iRobot. Like if you watched iRobot the movie, you're like, oh, it's a pretty good movie. Will Smith does a good job. He does a Will Smith job. But then you read the book, you're like, wait a minute, this is not the movie. It's not the same thing. Like, not at all. So
yeah, I guess that's true because like I watched the live Japanese version of Death Note before I saw the anime, and I thought the live action Japanese version was amazing. But that Netflix shit, but the Swedish thought it was interesting. She didn't think it was good, but she just thought it was interesting. I was like, I'm glad you said interesting. All right, cool.
That's where we're going.
Yeah, man. That.
So I want to touch on probably one more topic. This is gonna kind of put you on the spot, Blue, a little bit.
Oh shit!
Not too heavy, because we were talking about Danica Mckellar, and she's in this universe's character. I can't remember which character off the top of my head, but Young Justice Phantoms. I know that we haven't talked about it, and at least on the podcast, I think we're the only two watching it. And there's like, I think, 15 to 17 episodes out right now? Something like that? Bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
Going to be a new one, I think, tonight at midnight, whatnot. How far are you in the series?
I'm caught up. Like, I was literally like, I think last week I was 4 episodes behind, but I watched them all. But they're kind of breaking this up into segments. Like, every 3 or 4 episodes, it's like a different story, and I know you mentioned this in the chat, but like, Beast Boy or Garfield, it's kind of in all of them. It kind of has a kind of impact on all of these. So the first 4 take place on Mars, where we have Martian and Superboy. You know, they love each other, or they kind of actually. If you kind of rewind the tape, if you go back to like the previous season, Superboy and Miss Marshall, they break up, and Miss Marshall dating some other dude.
Yeah, but then they get back together.
Yeah.
Season 3.
They get back together and this and that, but they had a little bit of conflict there. But like, they're getting back together and they're going to get married. They're getting married on Mars, and basically some shit goes down and shit doesn't work out. And then all of a sudden it skips to like another story where we have
the Bat Family.
Artemis.
Yeah,
we have the Bat Family with Artemis and a new girl called the Orphan. And
so Orphan is Batgirl because she wears Batgirl's costume, but she doesn't have her hood.
No, Orphan isn't she?
She's Batgirl. She doesn't speak because her mom slit her throat, which they talk about in the show. But when they showed the episode with the Joker, she's wearing the Batgirl costume, but she has the hood, the cowl on. And then subsequent episodes, she's wearing Batgirl's costume, but no cowl. So I
never seen her wearing the
but there's also another Batgirl currently at that time. So she's Orphan, but yet there's another girl. I forgot the girl after her, who's Batgirl currently. So in the Young Justice continuity, it's the same as the comic pretty much. But like it's Artemis. I mean, her name is Artemis, but she used to go in the field like Artemis.
Yeah, she goes by Tigra or
Tigress.
Tigra or something?
She's Tigress.
Yeah.
Her sister was Tigress, but now her sister is Cheshire. Show, you can see when they show Artemis, they show the code names. Everyone changes when it switches to a different number. So each character shows up as a number 1, and then number 2 is their different identity. Some of them don't change, like Superboy doesn't change, but Carl the Rum, he starts out as Aqua Lad and then switches to Aquaman because he was given the title of Aquaman in season 3. And then Artemis has a name change. I think
all the characters. Yeah, I mean, all of the characters basically have a name change because, like, Dick started off as Robin, but now he's Nightwing and such and such.
But there's so many new characters.
Oh yeah, definitely. But so one of the craziest thing about the new arc of the season is that we have what's her name? Zatanna, yeah. Well, what's cool with her, so her power shows she's a magician, but for her to be able to cast spells, she says things backwards. So all these episodes are backwards. Like the letterings and stuff are all backwards. And like it took me a second to realize it. But like yeah, like the episodes are named, but they're just backwards. What I thought was kind of cool. Like I literally had to sit there and like some of the words I had to like type in. Like there was one that says get ready. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But there's other ones that are like, you know, what was it? I can't remember what it was, but it's basically like if we, I don't know, with divide, not divide and conquer, but it was like something around that realm. But no, I just thought it was kind of cool how they did that. I know what you're talking about.
It's like divide. It's like go forth and conquer. Or something.
Yeah, go forth to conquer. That's what it was. That one took me a while to figure out, but yeah, like I don't know. This season's been pretty good. I mean, it's not the best of the other seasons, but you know, I would like to see another season drop for this show because it's really cool. It's really good how the characters are progressing and how they're adding different storylines and this and that. But what's your take on it?
It's been weird. I think this has been the most like darkest as far as like emotion because it's been super depressing. Like something super depressing happens in the first story arc, and then the second story arc with the Bat family involved. It starts out kind of cool. I mean, it's still the depression goes into, but then there's like more urgency. And then when you find out what happened to Orphan and her mom, it's pretty fucked up. And you're like, what the fuck? And then it moves on to Zatanna and her dad, which was kind of like a carryover from Justice League.
Like season 2?
Yeah, and then like her story is going on. And then like it's weird because something random happens, super random. And you're like, what the hell was that? And then it happens again like 2 or 3 episodes later. And it involves a bus. Yeah, it involves a school bus. Yeah. Super random. And then like the most current episode like wraps up what happens with this random event. And then it like makes sense. But it took like maybe 8 episodes to bring closure to this super random, what seemingly seemed random event. And then the current episode looks like it kicks off a new storyline, but it involves the very first storyline. So I'm like, oh, these are pretty cool. And then like each one from the previous seasons, there's an after credit scene. Usually it's super mundane.
Those are fucking funny.
Yeah, but this season has been like at the end of each one, like Artemis would read poetry. Most of her poetry was from Toni Morrison or Maya Angelou. And then she reads like War and Peace at the end of one. And then like there's some other ones in the first season where there's like super I think one of them is a part of Martin Luther King's speech. The other one's like other speeches from other prominent historical figures. Then like the last one is just crying. Like someone's just crying throughout the whole entire credits. This is all bad. And then this current one was like what was it? Oh, I think they're watching the world like die or something. No, they're just talking about like the action they need to take place going forward. So it's been interesting watching these after credit scenes because they feel like they're nothing, but they're actually, some of them are kind of profound. So I'm looking forward to this new story arc. I'm wondering where they're gonna go. See what's going on.
What's also interesting is that, like, this season, because Beast Boy, because the person who does the voice of Beast Boy has done the voice of Beast Boy for like
a lot of shit.
He's in Teen Titans Go. Like, he does the voice of Beast Boy in Teen Titans Go and like even back with the original Teen Titans, the one that are like the fucking good series. But like
even some of the DCAU stuff, the DC animated universe, he does like a couple of movies. Not all.
He does. This guy does a really good job with Beast Boy. But like Beast Boy, like you feel bad for Beast Boy just because what happened in the first arc. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Super depressing.
He's grieving. No, he's grieving, but like it talks about how like it talks about depression and like drugs and like this and that. Like like the Beast Boy is like the leader of is it Outsiders? He's like the leader of the Outsiders. Yeah. He's the leader of Outsiders, and like after what happened to him in the first arc, he's just not fucking there for everybody. Like you kind of it's not that you can relate to him, but you can like see like, oh wow, like he's going like this shit has hit him heavily, and they play on that, which is like crazy. Because Beast Boy, like every time you see Beast Boy, and like Teen Titans Go, regular Titans, Beast Boy's like fun having, like he's always like this and that, trying to hit on Raven, blah blah blah. But like seeing him in this kind of like this state of mind or atmosphere is just like, wow, like Beast Boy is just like everybody else. But what's also cool with like Beast Boy in this universe is that the reason why he's Beast Boy isn't from like a scientific experiment or whatever. It's because he has blood that Miss Martian gave to him. That's like how he got his powers. But I don't know. Young Justice is still fucking vibing with me.
Yeah, I'm liking this because I feel like they're taking a more realistic stance to teen problems. Because the majority of the cast are teens. I mean, there's some adults there to like kind of supervise and help.
Fuck them
but
kids.
some teens are struggling. Some of them are struggling with addiction or relationship with their parents or relationships with in the romantic sense, and they kind of they don't sugarcoat a lot of stuff. They talk about some pretty dark stuff for people in their teens, even though it's animated, I still think it still connects with a teenage audience.
Now that you say that, I feel like every episode literally is that, like because like Miss Martian, she talks about like the struggle she had with her parents and like her sister, because Miss Martian is a white Martian versus like the green Martian, blah blah.
Versus trying to he's not an Earthling, but he's a Kryptonian, and there's racism. They deal with racism that first arc. Yeah,
basically, and like later on, like the last season, the last arc, like with Zatanna, like she has like apprentices that she's working with, and they're all fucking basically outcasts. Like we have one girl who used to be a child of Shazam.
Well, she is. Well, she is.
Yeah, but the Shazam person she I guess
harbors
summons harbors. Yeah, it's like that person basically a female version of I'll say the Atom. What's the guy's name? The one that the Rock is playing.
Black Adam. Well, yeah, she has the power of Shazam.
Yeah,
but there's
She's like she's a female Black Adam, except she's like Latin. She's Latin.
She's the brown Adamette.
Wow.
The brown Alice.
Yeah. Well, she's actually married. So in the comics, she's supposed to be the twin sister of Billy Batson, and she's supposed to be Mary Batson. But when they retconned in the comics, her last name is different. She's like Mary Bloomfield or Blumfield.
But no, so like even when it comes to the Zatanna's apprentices, like they go through a trial when what's the guy's name?
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate. He sent them to a trial. Like every character had to go through like some kind of trial or thing. Like there was like the guy who was like, yeah, I want to be a doctor. I'm going to school to be a doctor. I want to save life and stuff like that. Like, you don't have time to be a superhero. But it was like his body was basically split in two, and it was like, oh, your parents want you to do this and this, and the whole this season is all about like mental health and toxicity, family toxicity, and once again we get back to Encanto. Like I feel like 2021 it's all about like mental health and find out where you should be, how you should feel. Like you need to like really focus on your mental health and understanding like the emotions and feelings that you're having.
Yeah, so just to put it out there, Danica Mckellar is the voice of Miss Martian, and she's hella hot.
Shit.
Yeah, there's actually a lot like Lacey Chabert.
That's like a figure eight.
Yeah, Lacey Chabert, she's the voice of Zatanna. You got like, Bruce Greenwood. There's a bunch of stars in this show. But so far, I'm really liking this Phantom stuff, even though it's a bit more emotionally more bleak.
Yeah, so. It's pretty good. If you haven't checked it out, all of this is on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
I think season 1, 2, and 3 are definitely on
all
there
of them.
as well.
All of them are on there because season 4 is 1 episode per week, so it's currently on there.
Yeah. There's a petition out there for there to be a 5th season, so between season 3 and 4, there's a giant. Wait, is it 3 and 4 or 2 and 3?
3. I think it's 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. There's like a decade gap between one of the seasons.
Yeah, there's a giant fucking time skip, and it fucking shows. But yeah. You guys want to talk about something else? We're almost at.
I think we're getting close to tying it off. Tie it up.
You got something, Blue? Are you biting your nails like a little kid?
No. I'll buy my cuticles.
What?
I bought my hangnail, hanging from my cuticles, hangnails. It's so beautiful.
What the fuck?
Wait, you guys remember that song?
No.
Nope.
Never heard of it.
What?
Never
There's
heard
a rap song and look up cuticles and Family Guy. There's a guy who raps about like cuticles.
Okay, I got
it. He's all I got a hangnail, it ain't beautiful. Hangnail, it ain't cuticle. Anyways. All right, let's take this out here. Ninja, what do you got? Populating, crackulating, popping this weekend?
So, all the COVID talk I was talking about earlier is because I went for a COVID test. So I came into contact or been in the vicinity of someone who tested positive. So just to check out, just to be safe, I went and tried to do a test today. I managed to get it done, but I waited in a line for 2.5 hours to get a test. So I'm going to be sheltering in place until I get the results back. In the meantime, I got where is it? I got my new Star Wars book that came out this week, which is I think the end of their phase 1 in the Star Wars High Republic book series, where they're going to start phase 2, I think, in a month. So I'm reading the new book. I'm just barely into it, so I'm just starting it off. I'm probably going to be helping out Prodigy with some more Back for Blood because he's on the last stage of it. And then we got Blue on some Back for Blood, even though he's been on there. He's been jumping around chapters, so I don't know if he knows.
Dude, fuck, I don't know. All I know is zombies need to fucking die.
Yeah, that's all you. That's all you need, really. That's all you need.
If I have time, I'll pick it up tomorrow. So.
Oh, right on. Yeah. So I mean, it's so much fun.
It's pretty fucking fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun just blasting through stuff. I mean, there's like playing with a team that has mics makes it much more enjoyable.
Yeah. Sorry, just kind of cut you off real quick. Like, what's crazy about it too is that like. One level is not the same as the next level. Like, you can play one level and be like, okay, we get almost to the end. Next level, you'll just get fucked.
Mm-hmm. Even I mean, it's very similar to Left 4 Dead. I mean, you could be playing the same level and it'll still, like, change on you. Like, certain doors, we boarded up where there was a door of the previous playthrough. Yes. Different enemies will be, different. Like, there'll be times where you get hoarded on by nothing but special infected, which are really hard enemies. Sometimes there'll be nothing. You'll run through and there's like 2 enemies. versus 30 through your previous playthrough. So it's always switching it up on you. And we're playing on normal. Like, I know Prodigy wants to amp up the difficulty, but I already know he's just going to die and hold the team back. So we'll see.
Well, your fucking ass. It's all about the mission.
Hey,
if you play with Ninja, you be fucking hanging off the edge of the ship. He'll be like, "Sorry, man, it's all about the mission." It would just leave your ass. Cause that literally happened with me. Like sorry. We were playing a game. I got somehow pushed off a goddamn boat. I'm hanging off the edge, and I don't know why. For some reason, you can't pull yourself fucking up. But like Ninja and like a second player who was playing with us, Rando. They went and dropped off the bombs to blow up the ship, and I'm still sitting there holding on to my fucking life. Ninja comes up and eventually save my life, and this motherfucker the whole time it's like it's all about the mission. It's all about the mission. I'm like motherfucker. Yeah, but later on, no. Later on, when we were playing the game. We were playing with Prodigy. We got to the end. I was like, "Well, shit! It's all about the mission. Fuck old Ninja."
Hey, I mean, I wouldn't fault you. I mean, you got to do what's best for the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. So,
yeah, but Ninja made it back, but the Rando didn't make it back.
No, he made it. We made it. Both of us made it. Oh, and it was funny because it was funny that Prodigy got yeeted. He was talking all this shit that he was going to be in charge and he was going to lead the way, and then he got yeeted the moment he turned around. This creature knocked him like away,
it was
all the way off the boat. No, he got knocked off the boat. Like he flew.
Wait. So
it was awesome.
Sorry, before we go to switch over to Kronos, a funny story about that is that when Prodigy got kicked off the boat over there, he got yeeted off the boat. I guess this motherfucker was hella loud because Mishka
she tried to cut his ass. She said, "I would cut your boat."
So you haven't been to
you can hear.
Y'all have been to his house.
Mishka, you can hear. No. I guess no, we haven't. But Mishka show. You can hear Mishka on his mic saying like, "Why you gotta be so fucking loud?" Like you can hear her yelling at him.
Okay,
him
she was not that calm about it. She was screaming at him.
Yeah, she was not that calm.
Yeah, she was screaming at this dude. Shut the fuck up! Why are you so fucking? I was like, oh my god, somebody's in trouble.
So their house is awesome. It's a big house, but the problem is that where Prodigy is gaming is like literally it's right under where they sleep. And so the problem is the speakers for the game are in the ceiling. So the speakers are in the ceiling. So even if he puts his headphones on and he's just yelling, you know how he's fucking loud and black and shit.
Yeah.
So if he's like screaming, it echoes through the house like all the way up to like where she's at. So that's the problem. It's like, yeah, they've got a really cool house, but if you're gonna be a loud asshole and you have hardwood floors and you have a large house, and if you don't put the headphones on and you're just blasting all this shit into the floor where somebody's trying to sleep, then yeah, you're gonna have some issues. So
yeah, shit.
Damn.
All right, with that spoken.
So Mishka, I feel you.
Kronos, what you got crackulating this Untitled Nuts podcast?
So I'll talk about another game that I just started playing, even though I'm at pretty much the end of Deathloop, but I decided to I needed a break from because Deathloop gets really deep, and I kept getting deeper, and I had some personal issues where I needed to play something that was kind of more fun. And so I decided I bought. There's a couple games that I bought but didn't play yet, and Guardians of the Galaxy was actually one of them. So I started playing Guardians of the Galaxy, and this game is fucking good.
Is it multiplayer?
No. It's 100% single player. There's never gonna be an multiplayer. It is really fun. It's not just fun because of the gameplay is fun, but it's different because you're only playing as Star-Lord. And so when you're playing as Star-Lord, but you can still control the other Guardians of the Galaxy, and they have they have their own. It's almost it's the same sort of battle system as the remake of Final Fantasy VII, where you control them, but only sort of, where you can give them commands. They do their own thing, but then you give them commands. to like do other things, and like you have like these synergy type moves where you can like kind of team up and do shit, and it gets really interesting, and it's very enjoyable. What's really cool is that they're constantly like bantering with each other, just like in the movies and in the comics, and it's at the level of like basically like Uncharted. Like as you're walking around, they're like talking shit with each other. And what's cool about this is that as they're talking, there are prompts to where you can you have options like what you want to say back to like back somebody else or back another person, and depending on your decision on who to back, it has consequences like later on in the game. Like if you keep backing the same person every single time, someone else might get pissed and might not do something you want to do. And then also
like the Batman Riot games. Not Riot, Telltale games.
Yeah, yes, it's sort of like that. And then also, like as you're playing and like when you get into like these action sequences, you can do like this thing called a huddle up. And when you do like the huddle up, like basically the gameplay stops, and then your team will talk to you, and you have to like really listen like what they're saying. And depending on what they say, you have to give a response. And if your response is good, then you get perks after the huddle up, and they start playing like a cool 80s song, which is, but they're like fully licensed songs. Like you can play, like you can get rickrolled. So as you're playing, and it's like, oh, like these are like legit like 80s. I remember these songs from the 80s, and it's like it's really cool to have like a legit soundtrack, and to get like a song from the 80s, like a popular song, as like a reward for picking the right decision after listening to your teammates. And the graphics are actually really good. The only thing that's not really good is like the hair, but everything else is really good. Like the character designs are excellent. The storyline so far has been really good. I got to like Lady Hellbender. I just left like her realm. You meet the Nova Corps and stuff like that, and it's like the storyline is so far it's really good. If you're thinking that fuck this game because of Square Enix's version of the Avengers, this is not the Avengers at all. Like not even a little bit. It's not the same fucking engine, not the same fucking team. It's not the same fucking nothing. Like I played the Avengers, and this is like 100% way better than the Avengers game.
And it doesn't tie into the Marvel universe, right? Like the movie universe.
No, this is more of like they stay closer to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they don't look like the MCU characters, right?
No, but yes. So you can know from the default skins, but you can unlock the skins of the MCU characters. And so, what's cool about this?
That's
game,
cool.
Yeah, what's cool about this game is that, and unlockable, it's not microtransactions. Like you have to find the skins. I already found the skin for Groot from the movies. What's cool about? Shit, I forgot what I was gonna fucking say. Oh, what's cool about this game is that so the MCU took some liberties with some of the characters, especially Drax. That's like one of the issues that I sort of had with the movies. Is because Drax is the avatar of life, and he's actually a nemesis of Thanos. He can kill Thanos on his own, and in the movies he can't really do that. But in the game, he talks about killing Thanos all the fucking time. So, yeah, I like that they stuck a little closer to the comics with this.
So it's kind of cool because like right now on Netflix, on PS Plus, or not PS Plus, on PlayStation you can buy the game for 35% off. So like if you buy the standard version, it's $38.99, but if you buy the deluxe version, which comes with like a bunch of extra stuff, but yeah, that one's only $45 versus $69. So
it's worth it.
It's actually on sale at Target as well too. It's like $35 or $39, something like that. It's fairly cheap.
Yeah,
I don't know how long the sale lasts though.
I got it on sale on Black Friday. So.
So for the PlayStation, on the PlayStation site, it's on sale until the 7th. So you got 2 fucking days.
2 days, yeah.
But if you're listening to this podcast right now, you got 2 days. But if you listen to tomorrow, you got 1 day.
Yeah, if you're listening in the future, you probably already either own it or don't give a fuck.
Honestly, it's worth the money. I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I got it for cheap. So, yeah. Other than that, just tomorrow's gonna be interesting. So, can I? Well, he didn't say I couldn't talk about it. Fuck it. We're gonna talk about it soon anyway. I'm on the board of directors for a new company.
Oh shit!
So, it's interesting.
Private jets. Yeah, are you gonna like go to a strip club and like bust out your like fucking American Express Gold Platinum and be like, oh, all this fucking ass is on me and swipe?
No.
Oh wait, are you gonna tell motherfuckers they should need to go back to formula?
No, because I need to make sure, because it's a non-profit, so I need to make sure everything is extra fucking above board. So me and Dan Blue Papa Bear, who's I do the podcast with him. If you listen to Balance Exchange, he's Papa Bear. We've been talking about doing something together for a long time, and actually, one of the other guys that we talked to on the first podcast of the last season, season 2, about the post office, Shy, we're all on the board starting this company, and it's called well, I'm not gonna say the name of it, but basically we're going to try and see if there's a way that we can help homeless veterans, and
it's amazing.
See how we can make this work, and we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. I think it's gonna be really cool. Like I want to help people, because I think that there's something very altruistic about just like ending, or at least lessening, human suffering. So
yes.
we're gonna try to do it. And like when Papa Bear first talked about it, like he just talked to me like, what do you think the 2 ideas are about, what are the 2 biggest hurdles you think of the people that are homeless would have? So I told him my top 2 things, and we were on the same page. And he talked about, let's do a thing. Are you interested in like starting this business with me? I was like, yeah, but I didn't know like he was gonna just start running with it like immediately. And so
you gave him the ball, man. He's like, I'm going for the end zone.
Well, he already had the ball. So
he already had the ball.
Yeah, he already had the ball. So he's going forward with like doing all this stuff on his own. Well, on his own, but also like asking for input. And so now I'm gonna help him even more, and see what else I can do to like really get this going forward. And this year we're gonna do a lot of like kind of like foundation building to like build this thing up and like figure out how things are gonna work, and then hopefully next year we can kind of get things rolling live. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to talk to him and Shy tomorrow about like what we're gonna do. And I've never been on a board before. I've never started a business before. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna be involved, but I think it's really cool because honestly, I've been jaded with corporate life for a bunch of years now, and I don't know what I'm gonna do personally. I'm still successful in like what I do, but I've been jaded with it. So, and I want to help people in a better manner, like a more direct manner. And I think this could help me out and help me help others. So, yeah, more coming soon. And also, Balance Exchange is going to come back. Hopefully, in the next couple months, we're going to start recording in the next couple of months with season 3. So, yeah, look forward to it.
Right on.
Cool.
Right on.
That sounds like a fucking plan, man. Like it's really cool. Like helping out people gives you the warm and fuzzy feeling in your heart. Like I mean, like with veterans, like these guys, they basically put their life on the line for Americans. Like if you want to talk about freedom and stuff like that, like veterans are the ones that help you have that freedom. They support it like 100%. But then again, there's like limitations to exactly what fucking freedom is. But you want to use like you can't just fucking run into a fucking building and be like, hey, there's a bomb. Like there's like freedom has a fucking limit. But like the fact that there's people out there to support a lot of our ideology is fucking cool.
Ideology. Also,
yes.
Real quick, after I just talked about that, I want to talk about this even more, but Ibiji Oil and Candles, which we promote here all the time, they have a new website that came out the other day, and the new website is actually created by, I think at least in part, or maybe in all parts, I don't know, but by the same person that did our logos for the podcast. So, mutual friend, and she does a fantastic job with web design and obviously graphic design. So the new website is dope. They're continuing to build their business. So if you go to BG Oil and Candles, check that out. They have a bunch of fantastic products that I use personally, as far as like their soaps, their like body butters and stuff like that. Yeah, I take care of my skin. Obviously, I don't. The only thing, if I shaved my whole face, I wouldn't look as quite as old because I have gray hairs in my beard. But I take care of my skin. I have regiments and shit, and EBZ helps with my skin regimen. So
I need to re-up on this stuff because stuff I got, I went through it. So I need to go. I need to re-up.
Yeah, what's crazy? I didn't take a page out of their playbook because like they literally started a business from the ground up, and like I've been doing the whole photography thing, and I've been kind of just been on the side, but like actually be able to do it as an actual fucking business. But it's two different things. There's a service and there's like a product, and they provide a product or I provide a service. But yeah, man, like they just to see where they came from. Like it was just basically went from like a hobby to like an empire. It's on the cusp of an empire because like I mean, it's just there's just a few ladies that are doing it. Once they have like fucking people, like a bunch of people like making the candles, that thing that's going to become the empire. But like yeah, EBG candles, the shit they take any kind of ideas that you have for the candles, they kind of run with it too. So yeah, like they had like those people that are pie. We have the black to black times infinity candle.
Don't they call it black? Don't they call it black excellence or something?
No,
like
this is blacker than the blackest musk. So I don't know if it's on their website right now, but you can definitely message them and they can make this candle for you. So
and customize it too.
Yeah, they can customize it. So on mine, obviously, it has my name on here. I'm showing it on the live stream, but y'all can see that my name is on this one. But you can get it customized to whatever you want to put on there. And we also have a promo code as well. If you go to bgoilandcandles.com and the promo code is VD638N, you get 15% off of any order over $15 or over $35. Sorry. So yeah, we'll have it in the description of the podcast, like the promo code and all that stuff. But yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up right now, so I'm wondering.
It's coming up quickly. Yeah. Oh yeah, you already know. You already know that they're already planning. It's funny. I'm not a candle person. Like I'm not really into the whole candle kind of thing. So I was just like, I feel like it's a little too feminine for me. But I wanted to support the business and whatnot, so I bought like a few candles because I was giving them away. But then like we lit them at the house, and I'm just like, dude, this is damn good. Like, damn. Everyone's like, dude, this smells really good. Where'd you get this? So I told them the site. So now, like, I'm in love with these candles. Like, now I need to get more. Because I'm out. We burned through them. So they've totally made me more of a candle person. Like, I feel like they have one for almost every mood. So it's pretty,
what's really cool?
It's a good product, and I like it. So I can't wait.
What's really great about this podcast is that everything we advertise on here, we've like talked about. But what's cool too is that like I've done a photo shoot with everybody on this podcast. Like I did a professional photo shoot with Old Ninja.
Dick pics.
With
great.
Yeah. It's all about lighting. It's all about lighting.
Yeah, it's all about lighting. But seriously, with Cronus, I'm taking pictures of his daughters. I actually did a photo shoot with K-Mac. I've done a maternity photo shoot with Stitch. But also I did a photo shoot. I've done a few photo shoots with everybody on this podcast, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So, you know what? Thank you guys for allowing me to enter your home to take your photos.
No, thank you. We went on location, and it was it was definitely an adventure. It was pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. God, with COVID, it's really hard to want to take photos just because it's like. Yeah, you can take pictures of people, but it's like, well, if they want to see the pictures, they cough on you, and bam, you got.
I mean, I'm laughing, but it's a seriously legit concern. It's a legit concern. So I feel it.
Did you have anything else you want to talk about the EBG, Carlos?
I just had a fucking idea that I'm gonna tell my sister. Yes, she's my sister. that does this. And honestly,
family.
and I've said it before, if her candles weren't great, I wouldn't advertise it. So she knows that. But I actually I stuck my thumb in like the wax of the of our candle, and it's like obviously it's waxy, but the smell is awesome. And they should do like a body melt of this scent. So
oh my god,
like body
dude,
scent.
you'd have to, I mean, if you're a dude and had that, you'd be beating out these chicks with the stick. They'd be all over you.
Yeah,
they'd be all over you.
Maybe a little lighter.
You be swimming to buttholes.
Yeah, just like slightly lighter of a scent, but this will smell fantastic. So yeah, I'm gonna send her that suggestion.
Black butter.
What's cool is that if they make a black butter. Well, you want to be careful on that one.
You never know, man.
You might end up, you might have a huge uptick in profit, but all of a sudden it dips down. Like, but no, like that's what's cool about them too. Is that like they take suggestions because I meant because it originally started with candles, and I talked about how like there's a whole warmer avenue that you should follow, and then all of a sudden they started doing warm avenue. They started doing warmers, which is cool. Anyways, we gotta wrap up here because it's almost 11 o'clock. But for myself, your boy Blue, PlayStation had a bunch of fucking games for sale. Like, I literally spent about $300. No, wait. If I'd have paid regular price, I'd have paid $300. But I basically bought like a bunch of fucking games for $100. So I got Back 4 Blood. I got Just the Two of Us. I brought nice. Yeah, but just because we talked about the podcast, so that seems like a very fun indie game, and it wasn't that much.
And you got to get the sweetness to play with you, because it's a co-op game.
Yeah, I heard about that too, so I got to buy a second controller for that one. But also brought fucking Maneater.
Oh shit!
Like we talked about how Maneater was a fucking dope ass fucking game. So that was probably like the best PSN game, like PS Plus game that you can buy, but they released DLC for it, and it was like $10. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but like I can't wait to play it because that game was more fun than it should have been, but it was a game that I needed in my life, but I didn't want. Anyway, so like I got that game too, but then also I bought Back 4 Blood. I bought for there's another game I bought. Shit. I went crazy because there's a lot of games that are like 30% off, 40% off, 50. Oh, yeah, I bought what's the game? The one with anime characters.
There's a shit ton of that. The fuck?
No, the ones like Naruto and Goku and
was it the final fight thing?
Jump Force.
Jump Force.
Yeah, I bought Jump Force. Jump Force was dirt fucking cheap.
Because apparently
this game
and all that.
I mean, apparently it wasn't, but this game was $5 fucking compared how it was like $69 when it originally came out. I bought that as well, but I bought them digitally, which I'm like, every time I buy a digital game, I'm always like, fuck, like, what if this company goes other, and like, I don't buy this fucking game? And I thought about it, it's like, I got a crate up in my attic of a bunch of PS2, PS3, PS4 games that, I platinum, I beat them, got my trophies, and I moved off to the next game. But then I'm like, well, you know what? Fucking Little Mermaid on cassette with the case, had the fucking penis on it. That shit selling for thousands of dollars. So
I was just about to say, if you have it in good condition, that's worth a lot.
Yeah, I might have like $1 million in my fucking attic, and I just don't know, or at least it's not there yet. But anyways, I'm looking forward to continue playing Back 4 Blood with you guys, with Old Ninja and Prodigy. And I know with Old Ninja, I feel like we played a game before where we did multiplayer. But it was our first game.
No, it was shit. It's right here.
District.
No, it wasn't the District. It was what the fuck is this game?
Because once we started playing, I was like
Borderlands. It was Borderlands 3. We squatted up on that. It was you, me, and Cronus.
Because
that was the game I played.
Yeah, your gameplay style was like really familiar to me, but yeah, I mean, it's just fun playing with fucking friends, like going on
Oh yeah.
there, killing zombies, and like the whole game, the whole um the way that you play the game is really cool. Like you have like cars that have like different skills that would up your character's like play style and stuff like that. It's kind of cool, but yeah, it's just overall it's just a fun
Fun
game.
game,
It's really
man.
cool playing with guys. Yeah,
Fun game.
like your motherfuckers are always talking about playing that goddamn game, and I was like, you
Because
know
it's
what, I'm just gonna
fun.
jump here.
Because it's hella
No,
fun.
so the reason why I bought it because it's part of the PlayStation discount thingy, and I think I paid like I think it's like $25 for the game. But I
Yeah,
know, oh no,
that's cheap.
no, I paid 45 because I got the deluxe version that came with like free
It
DLCs
came.
and
It came with the
uh,
season pass.
yeah, I got the season pass
Yeah.
version. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I see you. All right.
All right, Onija, take us out of here.
All right.
Like
Oh,
Piano Man.
King Arthur is telling us that Mass Effect Legendary Edition will be on Game Pass, but I already bought it, so whatever. You just experienced Black and Black times Infinity,
Infinity.
the dankest podcast on the internet. We're gonna be doing our Golden Eggplants hopefully before the end of the month. But yes, be on the lookout for the Golden Eggplant Awards. You can check us out anywhere on the internet with BThanBTI. It's BTHANBTI. You can email us at BThanBTI@gmail.com. We also have a Discord, and you can see our official website, binheadproduction.com/BThanBTI. What am I missing? Oh, on Amazon, we have an app on there to let you know when we go live. We go live every Wednesday night, 8:30 Pacific time. Check this out. Tell your friends.
Pacific time #CPTI.
Damn.
Better not bring your kids.